Good afternoon on what is a bright, warm but breezy day. It is Thursday the 1st of September and I've got a nice hot cup of tea. And a stack of parcels to unbox. I'm going to find out what's in this one. Oops, grab the knife. Okay, and what I'm pulling out of this is Dr. Grordbort Onslaught, excessive space violence for girls and boys. A violent, vibrant, Neverland, witty and brilliant realised by, as says Guillermo del Toro, and it's written by, illustrated by Greg Broadmore. So, Dr. Grordbort is the future and the past which makes an ideal present. Stephen Fry. So, prepare for the onslaught. The master of maniacal mechanisms, Dr. Grordbort, returns with a spanking new compendium of delirious daring do. Join Earth's formidably finest champions as they divide, conquer and dissolve. Collecting the tastiest morsels from Dr. Grordbort's universe and heaving bosom-like with never-before-seen content, this balls-to-the-walls, bumper-sized edition is guaranteed to put hairs on your upper lip and a fire in your tobacco pipe. Gird your loins and ready your ray gun. It's going to be a bumpy ride. This satirical take on the colonial era and the astonishing and fully complete world that Greg has created leaves the reader engulfed in an overload of creatures, weapons, locations and characters that are truly fantastic. The end result is pure gold. Neil Blomkamp, director, District 9. So, enough hyperbole. So, we get into, start off. This is done via Weta, which is the special effects house in New Zealand, which did all the work on The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films and more. And we open with from the office of Dr. E. Grordbort, and with a note about Lord Coxswain, the man, the myth, the mutton chops. Before we get into the first story, which is Lord Coxswain in the lair of the space wankers, which is essentially, they say nature abhors a vacuum. Well, they cock that up. Nature is just all about bloody vacuum. So the artwork is fantastic, he's clearly, he's clearly accident prone. Not quite a blithering idiot, but he's doing it all for the right reasons, as he lands and deals with the aliens. So yeah, it's a fantastic artwork. This is really a lot of fun. I thoroughly recommend trying to track down a copy of this. Certainly, the thing is, it will fuel your taste for the forthcoming role-playing game, which is on Kickstarter at the moment. And of course, we have Lord Coxswain, complete with his blaster rifle, his atomic rifle, basically atomizing some poor, unfortunate alien, followed by a colossal punch-up. And encountering sort of like with a cult-like alien intelligence, or an alien intelligence cult, if you will. And of course he takes out his revenge before standing there at the end, hand on hip, standing, to as every good hero should do. So in between this, what the stories, what you've got is a bestiary of the cosmos, so the wildlife of Venus, strange dinosaur-like creatures, because in classic sort of like almost mythic science fiction. Venus is a sweltering jungle world populated by lizard men and aliens, an alien dinosaur-like creatures, if not actual dinosaurs. That's been done. So we have Felch's spring-necked oik and the shallow-beaked grogan. Complete write-ups, nice descriptions, complete with illustrations. Really, really such a fun book. And then we've got the Dr. Grordbort Contrapulatronic Dingus Directory. So we have Dr. Grordbort's infallible ether oscillators and I don't know what FMOM's Industries Wave Disruptor Gun. And some of these would actually be produced, you know, physically. Some of the gear and then we have Professor Broadmort's world famous Stereotron 12. Who wouldn't want one of those? And then the Laszlo Plod 300. There we go. Your personal plodding seat. So all this gear. I mean, it's. You're looking at this and you're going, I ultimately want to play this. I want all this gear in a role-playing game, and I want to sort of like, you know, use it. And then we have the Ignace Fraunhofer 3 gas-driven gadabout. So this is all thermally tongue-in-cheek, but it's fantastically illustrated and described completely as almost like a catalogue itself. And then we have Moon Munters 330V or 33V, Moon Vehicle, Walking War Wagon, and more. We have the Automatre D. Sometimes I feel like I could do with one of those, and more. Just fantastic illustrations, selections of text. Honestly, track down a copy. This is such a fun book. I'm enjoying this immensely. And then the Saturn 17 Luniferous Ether Exciter. Who wouldn't want to go visit strange worlds with one of those strapped to your hip? All the Victorious Mongoose 1902A concealable ray pistol. Well, or strapped to your inner thigh, as they say. The Glyathon 800 Moon Hater Death Ray. Oh, God. And then, of course, we've got testimonials, and then Lord Cochrane's Marvellous Interplanetary Excursions, a popular illustrated journal for boys and girls and explorers of the famous naturalist and explorer. So we have, you know, more illustrations and greetings, Venus. Wish you were here. And then we have Lord Coxswain at home before we have Act Now, equipped for the fight and ensure victory over the Moon Men. Purchase your own limited edition ray guns at drgrordbot.com. Of the ridiculous nature, essentially, is sort of like you. This is a steampunk 20th century or late 19th century kind of setting, and you have an internet link. A URL of all things, and more adventures from Dr. Grordbot and Lord Coxswain. Use of that handy ray gun. You know, pushing one of the adventurers off to go and deal with the problem, you know, sort of like, are they friendly, my lord? Probably, lad. Ask them, shove. and then no, not friendly at all. It's that kind of tone. And then we have now showing Creeping Horror, A Million Miles from Home, Devil Beast from Venus. Or Moon Mistress versus Metal Men action pin-up. So you've got a bit of cheesecake in there as well. Before we get on to, there are the Moon Maidens. That's the world of the Moon Maidens, and we have literally just more gear, more fantastic things that you go, which role-playing game should I be using to run this? Anyway, weapons, vessels, and of course at the end of the day what you want is a nice cold glass of VPA, Venusian Pale Ale. Artwork's fantastic, bright, colourful, action-packed. This is such a fun book. I can't stress that enough. I'm looking forward to reading this. And then, so yes, more adverts. But the adverts make it. The adverts really do bring this to life. And then it says, and then join Lord Coxswain for a spot of virtual Venusian vaporization. Life in the British Colonial Expeditionary Forces. What is life like for a soldier in his Majesty's arm with the great planet's armed forces? Say hello to the sharp end. Know your enemy, the Venusian savage. And more descriptions, more sort of like of the wildlife, a beast of the cosmos, more beasts of Venus, because who knows what's under the under that hellhole canopy of thick jungle. Like the blue sacred sacked pillock or Gumbold's wind rat. So just more and more of this just glorious artwork. And then Lord Coxswain in Venusian Vengeance. Just more of this great artwork. And then the question is, robots, metal friend or foe? Should have got an Auto Matra D, really, I think, because that's not the right robot for the job. More weapons available from Dr. Grordbort. Lord Coxswain's Ray Blunderbuss, the unnatural selector. For the tanks, tremble at the might of our majestic metal monsters of mayhem. When you join the British Expeditionary Force, Colonial Expeditionary Forces. So yes, and even got a Venusian battle tank. And a Venusian fighter. And then we have Lord Coxswain in the Mountain of the Moon Menace. Artwork's fantastic. I really love this book. This is absolutely great. So looking forward to actually digging into this. And then we have a haul of and then we have testimonials and Hall of Gits, presented for your viewing pleasure. Portraits of notable gits and buffoons. I'm sure we could have a few people there ourselves, but let's not go there. And then we have old-timey compartmentalised picture essays. Almost for your seaside viewing pleasure. Lord Coxswain's Carriage, Tastes Like War, Porter. And just more posters to round the volume off. This is an absolutely fantastic book. The artwork is superb. It is, genuinely good artwork. I mean, obviously, okay. So a couple of adverts here. So Lord Coxswain in 20,000 Screams Under the Sea, and my daddy bought me a real ray gun. Did yours? Yeah, just more. This is a fantastic book. Absolutely, if you get hold of a copy, thoroughly recommend it. This is such fun to read. You absolutely, you basically want to be able to play, explore this yourself, play this, even read it. So there's a role-playing game being a Kickstarter for this, but even just to read it is fantastic. The tone is amusing. The artwork fantastic. And it is sending itself up something rotten, and a lot of fun. So that is Dr. Grordbort, Onslaught, Excessive Space Violence for Girls and Boys. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, please click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a parcel from which I will extract normally a game or book, in this case a comic book collection, and talk about it to the best extent of my knowledge, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button down below. In the meantime, thanks for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.